Welcome to Real Men Cry Podcast, the podcast dedicated to Christian men who struggle with depression, anxiety, and suicide. My name is Desmond Dangerfield. This is our third episode, and today, if we were to put a title on it, we're going to title it My Drinking. It was a cold winter night. No, I'm playing, y'all. But let's talk about my drinking. Let's talk about my drinking, my alcoholism. And I'm going to explain to you how deep it is. I invite people who judge, because all y'all get on my nerves. I'm sorry, that was petty. Let's talk about this. But before we talk about my alcoholism, we got to talk about what I was struggling with before the alcoholism. In 2015, I met a girl in Dallas that went to Prairie View. And I was messing around with her. Like, it was going down. It was nice. But it was so horrible. I mean, I was so into my flesh that I could care less what she came with. And what happened was, we went to the gas station. She went to go get like a Four Loko. Like, that was the first sign of why I didn't need to mess with her. That's funny. But y'all need to laugh. I need y'all to loosen up, okay? But she got a Black and Mild. And she was like, tap it, meaning, for those that don't know what tap it means try it. And I breathed it in and it burned my throat. It was wood tip wine, Black and Mild, and it burned my throat. But I noticed this cool, relaxed feeling, this little, it was nice. It was real nice. And so I went back to Prairie View 2 weeks later. And I went to the Shell gas station across the street, and I got a wood tip wine, Black and Mild, and lit it up, puffed it, and I'm noticing that, my stress kind of, subsiding. I like that a lot. And so it went from smoking one every like 3 days. And when I say one, I mean literally like six puffs. You know what I'm saying? And save it, clip it up, save it for the next day, we good. But it got to smoking 2 to 3 Black and Milds a day. And from 2015, 16, 17, till we get to April of 2018, I was smoking cigarettes. And I was smoking a pack every day and a half to 2 days. And that was my thing. And every time I tried to stop, there was something inside of me that would call out to it. And I would get the Marlboro Smooth Short. And I mean, from going to class to going to photo shoots to everything, I mean, I would smoke it all. I'm talking about everybody knew me because I smelled like cigarettes. It was weird because my dad smoked cigarettes. My mother smoked cigarettes. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It got to a point where I was, just doing a lot. And what happened was I noticed that when I would get drunk and when I would tap a cigarette, I would feel so good. And I remember my friend Brittany was like, we was at the movies. It was like April 19th, 2018. And she was like, this is the last day you're going to smoke a cigarette in the name of Jesus. And it was in the parking lot of the movie theater. And I was like, all right, cool. So smoked it, bam, and threw it away. I actually stopped, but I started replacing those cravings with liquor. Now, during the time I was in college, it's 2018. This was the semester before I was going to graduate. And what happened for me was I noticed that when I would get a craving for cigarettes, let me pop back a couple of shots. And so those couple of shots turned into drinking like a half pint before I got to go to class. Before I got to write papers, I was a communication major. So I'm writing this 25-page paper. I'm noticing, man, when I drink, it's not that I can focus, but my mind that's racing is calming down. And so from 2018, we want to say May, going into May, June, July, August, I started noticing like we drinking, we driving and drinking. We are just drinking. I mean, in the morning, pop it back, going to class. I got a 10 o'clock. I got a 12 o'clock. I got a 2 o'clock. This class will last like 2 hours, 2.5, an hour. Let's pop back, a couple of shots. And those couple of shots turned into the liquor like with a shot of water in it. It was weird. And I started noticing like I can get through the class. I can focus in my mind. I can really like what is that? I can really do that. You know, I can engage. I'm funnier. I'm more active. You know what I'm saying? I'm more smooth. Me trying to get a girl number, I feel more, complete. Being drunk, talking to her versus if I was sober days, I don't even want to talk to nobody. And so I started noticing with class, with my business, I got to go back home and edit, stay up all night, go get a bottle, go get a bottle, go get a bottle, go get a bottle, go get a bottle. And it got to when I graduated in 2018 in December that I was drinking every single day. And in the every single day, it was because I had to do something, because I had to clean my house, because I had to have a conversation with people, because I had to go to class, because I got to drive to Dallas. So that 3 hour drive to Dallas turned in my mind to like an hour and a half because I would be so drunk driving down the highway. That it would just be beautiful, jamming to my songs, all of that. And I started noticing that my 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 mind would go into the not a depressive state, but it would start thinking weird things. It's funny because when I would smoke cigarettes, like after I would come down, like I was high. That's funny. After I would come down, I would just have like this kind of depressive mood. It was like a slump, and so it got to a place where I was drinking so much that every time people saw me, they saw me with a cup. It got to the point where if I was sweating, you smell Parmesan. Please understand that I was a functional alcoholic. I could go to class. You call me for a last minute photo shoot, I'm gonna be lit. You piss me off, I'm gonna be drunk. You trigger me, I'm gonna be drunk. But when I go to bed, I'm gonna be drunk. And when I say drunk, I'm talking about like drinking, not out of my mind drunk, but to a place where that feels so good, to where my body's so relaxed. Only places I didn't drink was, I think, church, my gigs, like partially. But even in that, I was getting so indulged into letting that be the standard of who Desmond was. And so it made me feel good. Man, you always got a cup at home. Boy, you got that cup in class. But I smelled it on you. Yeah, because that's me. Your boy gonna be lit. I'm gonna be messed up because I'm not finna deal with you. And so I started noticing when I was going through my depression after graduation, here comes January of 2019, and I got into grad school. Shout out to Tiffany Thomas, City Councilwoman, District F. I hope she don't hear this. And I got into summer school because that's when I started my grad program. But when I got in, I started noticing that while I'm drinking, this is weird. While I'm drinking, I started noticing pressure on my sides. I guess it was my kidney or liver, I don't know. I started noticing pressure, and I started noticing that Desmond, with me being a functional alcoholic, I don't care about what I'm drinking. I don't need Jack Daniels. I don't need Bullet Bourbon. I don't need Jameson. You can give me this $20 bottle of Parmesan, a Kentucky Deluxe, and call it a day. I don't care about the taste. I hate the taste of liquor, but I love the feeling. Why? Because it takes me to this beautiful place where I can manage my emotions. And I don't even know about managing them. I can somewhat deal with them in another state, you know. So what happened was I was drinking, let's say we get like a $10 bottle of Parmesan or a $12 big half-gallon bottle of Kentucky Deluxe. That would be gone in like 2-3 days. Gone. I'm talking about drunk up. I would get headaches from time to time. I would get drunk to the point where I would, throw up every now and then. But I kind of knew where the limit was to not throw up and to not feel that sickness in my stomach. And so it got to the point where I started looking up how much money I was spending on liquor each month. And it was like more than when I was on cigarettes. The funny part about it was I stopped smoking cigarettes, but now I'm just drinking everywhere. And so I noticed that for every major thing in my life, I had to be drunk. For me to be happy to go somewhere, I had to be drunk. For me to meet up with somebody, I had to be drunk. Even when I was messing around with multiple women, we didn't do nothing until I got drunk. I didn't appreciate life until I got drunk. Drunk. I'm talking about like I'm not finna cap on this. I was gone. And here comes when my depression peaked. with my father and a whole bunch of other stuff in the summer of 2018. It got so bad that I would buy. Let me tell you how this worked. I paid on my rent May, June, July, August, and September. I was good on bills. Car note paid up, everything fine. Now, my roommate was home and he was paying the electric bill. So it's 105 degrees outside, but it's 65 degrees in the house. We bless God for Christopher. And, you know, I was getting so messed up, but I was depressed. So now my drinking goes from a place of why are you not working on my emotions? Dear liquor, you used to suppress my emotions. Why are you not doing that no more? I'm depressed now. And now I noticed that the liquor, I would use it to get me emotionally distant from things. Now it's like bringing me closer, but in the most demonic way. I'm talking about the thoughts was getting really bad. And so what's funny was I started noticing at night how my my esophagus is like burning. It's like when you got, was it acid reflux? I don't know what it's called, heartburn. And it's like kind of burning, like, you know, this is weird, like stomach acid going in and out is weird. And my kidneys are where my kidney, like right below my ribs, just pressure, a lot of pressure. And I got to a point where I'm like, I might need to stop. And I knew, I never called it an addiction until I tried to stop. And I stopped one day, was there by the end of the day at the liquor store. I stopped one day, was there the next hour. And I was looking up symptoms of alcoholism and mental sicknesses and all this stuff and trying to scare myself. Didn't work. And pretty much every time somebody called me, I was in a different state because you never knew. Because I could talk just like I'm talking now. I mean, I could be drunk right now. I'm not, y'all, I promise y'all. I could be drunk right now and I would still sound like this. And I was definitely a functioning alcoholic. And it got to the fall of 2019 where I was drinking to the point where it wasn't suppressing nothing no more. It was just full out, I am drunk all the time. I met my girlfriend at the week before PV's homecoming at Texas Southern University, trash school. Side note, I met her drunk. And when I met her, what got me was she was the first woman, that I didn't hide my issues. I just threw them all out on the table. And she embraced every side of me that was poorly developed. And from addictions to how I thought, all of that. And she took it all and was like, I could deal with that. And for me, that was like, ooh, I like that. And so now we've been together for a while. I don't want to put a date out there, pissing people off. We've been together for a while, and I got to a point where the liquor is becoming an issue. I'm not beating on her or nothing like that. When she sees me and I come in and out of the house, I just have a cup. It's just that. But emotionally, I don't think she knew what I was going through or know what I'm going through still. Because I don't try to put it on her. And so as a result of that, of where I don't want to go, as of today, let me look at my phone. Friday, March 20th, I haven't drunk since Wednesday, March 18th. Now, it's been 2.5 days, close to 3. Some people may be like, it's only been 3 days. You got to understand, I've probably been drunk every day for the past 1.5 years. I'm not playing with you. And I'm not talking about like a little drink. I'm talking about like drunk. 1.5 years. Probably a year. 1.5 years, probably exaggerating. But a year. I say a year. I've been drunk almost every day. Every day. every day. I'm gonna say it again, every day. Every day. And when I say every day, I don't mean once a day. I'm drunk at 11 o'clock in the morning when I'm editing footage. I'm drunk at 2 o'clock when I gotta drive to Walmart to go get some food. I'm drunk at 7 o'clock when I gotta drive back home to Prairie View where I stay. 11 o'clock when I'm going out with Shamari, going to Midtown, coming back. There's multiple times throughout the day, and that's almost every day. So I'm trying to learn how to love the reality of being sober. And we are currently on the 3rd day. Pray for me. I'm learning how to not piss myself off, in a sense. I don't know if that's a bad word, but I'm letting Jermaine, Apostle Jermaine preached a sermon Tuesday. He said, God has already placed inside of you, just to paraphrase, God has already placed inside of you everything you need to stop doing what you need to do to live the life that he called you to be. Sometimes there's no need for no special prayer and all of this. You have it inside. It's a matter of choice. It's just a matter of choice. And I am choosing to come on day 3 to be sober and to deal with my emotions, deal with my reality, deal with being active in my mind. I embrace my emotions now. I embrace them. So whatever happens, it's supposed to happen, and I trust God. We on day 3. And yeah, we going on day 3, coming close to day 3. And I have not went to the liquor store. And I'm fine. I'm straight. I'm okay. So just pray for your boy. That concludes episode 3. And you guys have a good day.